we took this monkey wrench and we bashed the side of the tub, which, as you can see, it doesn't break when you hit it once. You've got to bash the shit out of it. Now I got a whole bunch more area to fix, but oh well. You can see I physically dented the tub. I believe you can see that from here. But that's the only way to do it, is to bend the steel under the tub. So. I've got huge smashed pieces of steel in here, but that's what I'm going to try to see if I can level out a little bit. Can't get a smooth edge to fill without breaking more of it. Alright guys, this was a pretty involved process, so I sped up the rest of the video. I did shoot it live, and if you want to watch the whole thing uncut, I had published the video on Instagram. But essentially now, because I bent the tub and broke it in so many places with that heavy monkey wrench, I took a 5-in-1 scraper to chip off all the material where like the bends were in the steel. And then from there, here I am. I mixed up some Bondo. This is just regular general purpose Bondo. Basically, all I did was mix it up, and here I am trying to spread it nice and evenly to level off all the chipped areas where I broke all the material off with the hammer with the monkey wrench. So for this process, it's kind of like doing joint compound on a wall. You really can't make it perfect in the first run, especially with huge chips like this. Again, this tub was done like 20 times or so. So I did 3 coats of Bondo on this. So that was the first coat. Here comes the second coat, where I'm just, I mixed up extra and I'm just building up layers of it just to really fill everything in, so that when I finally do sand it all down, I can have nice feathered out edges and everything will be nice and smooth. And again, continuing to just spread and level everything out. This was a pain in the ass process, but we got it done. Here we go again, just mixing everything out here. Figured for the last coat I'd show you that I'm mixing it here, and once I get it all stirred in together and it all turns nice uniform blue, there I am just spreading all the last of the edges once more. And again, just trying to make it as smooth as possible so that when we do go to sand it, it's as easy as it can be. Bondo can be pretty tricky to sand and pretty messy, so the smoother it is on there, the less you have to sand. So again, just trying to go over everything and make it as smooth as I possibly could before I sand it down. Alright, now that we got everything all Bondoed out and the Bondo's had a couple of minutes to dry, I've got some 80 grit sandpaper on my orbital sander here, and I'm just going to grind all the hard edges nice and smooth. A benefit of Ecapel and Tubcast is that the material itself is very similar to the properties of Bondo itself. So unlike some of the other materials that are really thin, when you sand this down, it will all sand flush with the Bondo. So instead of having to worry about it peeling up and things of that nature, once you start sanding down to feather it out, it will just all level at the same time. So here I am just grinding the heck out of it. It ended up taking me an entire can of Bondo to fix this entire area. And I think I went through 5 discs, 5 sanding discs of 80 grit paper, which is just absolutely crazy. but we had to grind everything and get it nice and smooth. So I just took the sander, and of course, if you're going to be using that, you're going to want to have a nice mask on. I had the exhaust fan running. That's kind of why between those two it was very loud. So I was like, let me just speed through all this stuff and just show you that I'm leveling everything out, and cut the noise off. In the live, you can hear tons and tons of noise, which is understandable because I have a orbital sander grinding the heck out of the tub, and then of course I've got the exhaust fan sucking all the dust out of here. Not ideal, but something worth doing just to really give you guys an in-depth look at what you can do if you just absolutely destroy a tub for no reason whatsoever. So it's getting pretty smooth now, and I'm just doing the final touches on getting everything completely leveled out. It's pretty interesting, the damage between the damage and all the Bondo and all the sanding down. It's more than 50% of this video. The actual coating was simple and fast. Not really anything too crazy there. So got that done. Now it's time to wipe everything out. Once we get everything all wiped out, we'll sweep all the dust down, put some paper. There's a dustpan, scoop it all up here, and then we'll be ready to add the primer. In this particular unit, I used our Ecopel Pro Kit, which our Pro Kit, the only difference is that the primer dries much faster than the DIY kit's second kit of top coat. So in the DIY kit, you're going to get 2 kits of top coat, and one usually dries anywhere from like 3 to 4 hours. Sometimes as quickly as 2, but with the Pro Kit, to make it so our pros are able to get in and out and be able to do multiple jobs in a day, our Pro Kit primer dries much faster. It takes a little more skill to apply, but it's nice and quick dry. So here we are, just laying a nice even coat on there. The primer is going to cover all this color because this is such an extreme shift with all the Bondo. We're going to put 3 coats of the Pro Primer on there. So if you were to be doing this on a DIY project, I would suggest putting like a coat of Kills spray primer or a low odor roll-on Kills white primer, because it's going to take you probably 3 coats to cover this super heavy color change. So in this case, I rolled a coat. Then I waited for it to dry. Then I rolled another coat of the primer. And in between coats, I got a little bit lazy. Well, not lazy. I wanted to hurry up. So I pulled out my heat gun. And with the Pro Primer, you can quick dry it because it's waterborne. So we basically took the heat gun, blew the heat gun at it to help get everything nice and dry so we could move on, because I was doing this live. Didn't really want to give it a bunch of time in between coats. It took me an hour and a half as it was because of all the prep work. So here's the third and final coat. Just laying everything on there nice and neat, nice and smooth. We just wanted to make sure we got full coverage so that it's nice and ready for our top coat. And again, after roll this coat, and just throw another, I waved the heat gun over it just to help dry it up a little bit faster. While I was, right after that, I mixed up the top coat. Top coat, nice and simple. And if you're doing the DIY kit, now that you've got some primer on there and you got your first coat, all you've got to do is just mix up the material and lay your top coat on there nice and smooth. So now I've got pretty much everything done. This is a nice quick process. It's literally just wet the roller, roll it on nice and smooth. As long as there's no drips and everything's covered, you've got yourself a perfect finish. So anyways, this is going to be the end. I'm going to zoom in on the finished area where the biggest chips were. But appreciate you guys watching. Like and subscribe. If you can hit that thumbs up button, it helps us out quite a lot. Again, thanks for watching, and we'll get some more videos published soon.